Most men believe attraction is created through effort. More messages, more attention, more pursuit. That belief is exactly why so many feel confused, rejected, and drained from trying too hard. The majority stayed trapped in that chaos, while a small minority understands something far simpler and far more effective. This video is not about tricks, not psychology games, and not manipulation. It's about a core principle, one that explains why things collapse for most people, yet quietly fall into place for a few. If you stay until the end, you won't just understand the problem. You'll know how to apply this immediately and move through life with an advantage most never develop. Let's begin where almost everyone gets it wrong. 1. Know your value. When you catch yourself checking your phone too often, replaying conversations, or adjusting your behavior just to be liked, that's no longer interest. That's loss of center. Psychology describes this as dependence on external validation. When your self-worth depends on someone else's reaction, your presence becomes unstable, and instability is never attractive. A former Google executive once shared that the moment he stopped seeking approval in meetings, people began listening more closely. His competence didn't change. Only his posture did. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a man's worth is determined by what he assigns value to. If you assign value to attention, you quietly diminish yourself. So when you feel the urge to explain, prove, or impress, you pause. You return to your routine. You hold your standards. A man who knows his value doesn't announce it. He lives in a way that makes it obvious. 2. Respect her space. When messages slow down, when replies shorten, when energy pulls away, most men panic. They interpret distance as danger, and panic creates pressure. Behavioral psychology shows that desire survives only when freedom remains intact. The moment someone feels pushed, attraction retreats. A well-known dating coach once described a client who stopped initiating contact for 3 weeks. No explanation, no drama. The woman reached out, not because of strategy, but because the silence felt calm, not needy. Epictetus reminded us that you control only your actions, never another person's response. Trying to manage her pace reveals fear, not strength. So when space appears, you don't fill it with noise. You let it breathe. You continue living as if your life is already full. Because it is. That composure often speaks louder than any message ever could. 3. Focus on self-improvement. If you find yourself asking, "What can I do to make her choose me?" you're already asking the wrong question. Neuroscience shows that competence and self-mastery create lasting attraction far more reliably than availability. There's a reason high-performing men often attract attention unintentionally. They're absorbed in building something larger than approval. Arnold Schwarzenegger once said that confidence comes from making a contract with yourself and honoring it daily. Not motivation, discipline. So when desire distracts you, you redirect that energy into training, learning, building. Your body grows stronger. Your schedule tighter. Your presence quieter but heavier. Without trying, you become someone whose life others want to step into. 4. Reconnect with your passions. When your day feels empty without a response, it's not love you're missing. It's meaning. Psychologists call this identity diffusion, when attention replaces purpose. A well-known jazz musician once said, his most magnetic years weren't when he dated the most, but when he spent hours lost in music each day. Nietzsche wrote that a man with a strong why can endure almost any how. When you return to what absorbs you, writing, training, creating, mastering a craft, your nervous system settles. You stop chasing connection because you're already connected to something real. That grounded energy is often what draws others back in. 5. Strengthen your inner circle. When emotions rise, clarity falls. Social psychology shows that men with strong peer grounding make better decisions under emotional pressure. Isolation magnifies obsession. A former Navy SEAL once explained that the fastest way to lose judgment is to sit alone with your thoughts for too long. Seneca warned that a man should surround himself with people who remind him of his principles, not those who feed his impulses. So you spend time with people who respect discipline, boundaries, and silence. You don't vent endlessly. You listen. You recalibrate. Strong circles don't hype you up. They steady you. 6. Set new goals. When there's no direction, desire takes control. Goal-setting research consistently shows that men with clear forward aims experience less emotional volatility in relationships. A startup founder once shared that after committing to a demanding 12-month goal, dating stopped feeling urgent. Not because he didn't care, but because his life had momentum. Jordan Peterson often says that aimlessness is the fastest path to suffering. Direction, even imperfect, reduces anxiety. So you define what you're building. Health, skill, independence. As your future gains weight, temporary distractions lose power. 7. Embrace new opportunities. When you stop orbiting one outcome, your world expands. Psychologically, novelty restores confidence and dissolves emotional fixation. A man who traveled alone after a breakup once said that within weeks, he stopped replaying old conversations. Not because he forgot, but because his mind was busy growing. The Stoics believed that life favors those who move with it, not those who cling to what resists them. So you say yes to change. Not recklessly, deliberately. And in doing so, you become harder to shake. Because your identity is no longer fragile. You don't lose her by standing still. You lose yourself by chasing. If you found this video useful, subscribe to Silent Stoic. So every day, you become stronger and calmer. What part of this message hit you the hardest? Leave a comment.